Welcome. This video, I'm going to talk about the additional forms, and that's what we'll call this one. These are supporting forms that would typically come with the application. So at this point, you've completed the application, and in particular, you may have a refinance where these additional ones would be required. So I'm just going to cover them here very quickly so you can see what they're all about. So the mortgage appraisal acknowledgement, pretty straightforward to me. You're putting your client's name at the top. We're going to have the property address, and then we're going to get them to sign and date. So the idea here is typically as a company, we're not going to be paying for every single appraisal. However, I have the ability to send these in to request that we cover them. Typically, if the mortgage amount new or that we're going to be transferring in is going to be about $200,000, we typically haven't gotten those refused. If it's less, it's going to come down to a business case decision. But a lot of times, if they're very small amounts, it's going to be hard for us to justify what we're getting back in return. Just keep that in mind. The mortgage gift down payment form. So this is one that will come up occasionally. If clients are new to borrowing and maybe they want to get established with a home, you'll see the gift letter form here. The basics are that we want to have the applicant's name and the co-applicant name on the top. We want the property address. We're going to want the sum on there. Very important that we understand the relationship. So as I've indicated to a lot of people who've come and see me, this should be an uncle, should be a brother, should be a parent, relative speaking, that should be providing the gift, because it makes a lot of sense that they would have a vested interest in seeing this person get their home. And then at the bottom, they're just going to put their name, their home address, and their phone. And a lot of cases we will actually call them. So just let them know that that's a potential. Okay, and of course, the one that may show up on just about every application that we do, whether we're refinancing or transferring in, is the First Canadian Title form. So that's the FCT for slang, as I've often referred to it. This is a form that's going to help us engage the services of an intermediary who can reduce the legal burden of switching one title as mortgage onto another mortgage that will take its place. Lawyers will do this. They're typically going to be about twice the cost, and I've had the opportunity just in November, December to find that out. There's really no negotiation behind it, versus First Canadian Title, which offers us a flat fee in the vicinity of about $735. Okay, so they're going to be very integral to us bringing that over. And how you want to fill these out are essentially putting the applicant's client name, co-applicant name here, filling out their home phone, cell phone number. These are critical. I hate to say it, but we've had some phone numbers that have come back in error, and these have created delays. Now, we've absorbed some costs, things get smoothed over, but if you can make that happen by making sure those numbers are correct, that always gives us a bit of an advantage. And then, very simply, we're just looking for yes or no answers for these 4 questions. So a lot of times, a signed payout authorization secured form is attached. That's going to be a yes, because you need to tell us who we're paying out in order to bring the mortgage here. One debt's paying out the other. Creditor information, if you're paying out unsecured debt, so that could be a credit card, personal loan, sometimes. So that's just a yes or no. FCT signing agent is requested. The signing agents are very valuable to our process because they'll go and meet your clients at their home. So imagine if it's 5 p.m. on a Thursday night, they'll come right to the house and sign all the paperwork with them, helps us complete it quicker, and they're really experts and professionals at what they do. Then the last one is going to be the rental property. So in a lot of refinances that we've done, typically primary residence, so you'll just put a no on rental property and away you go. Then the real trick is to allow First Canadian Title to know exactly what we want to achieve in our deal. So there are 5 choices here, and we've got the primary applicant and the co-applicant, and then we just want to know how the title is registered. So why is that important? Well, if we are going to be registering our mortgage on title, we need to let FCT know how to prepare those documents firsthand, and that's really the essence of this checklist, is just giving them a bit of a heads up as to what to expect. So here, the top one will probably be the one that applies in most cases. Title to the property is in both our names, and we are spouses of one another. Okay, simple enough. And then the payout authorization secured. So this is a form that we've revamped mid-year 2019, and the essence remains unchanged. We're looking for the institution name, the address, the city, the phone number, and the fax number. Then we're going to put the borrower name, co-borrower name, these are the same as your applicant, co-applicant, property address, mortgage account number. They've provided us a statement, understandably at this point, so we can fill that out. And then the effective date of this statement should be, this is where you can leave this blank, because what's going to happen is the timeline needs to be respected as we're coming to the finish. So here, we reserve the right to be able to make that change at the end to bring it to a conclusion in a timely manner. But to save ourselves a bit of headache, you don't need to fill that in. And then it's good for them to understand what they're essentially signing, and asking for what type of service. So it says here that FCT will prepare the documents and get everything done in a timely fashion, and you're acknowledging that in order to facilitate the payout and discharge of the mortgage, there could be additional per diem interest charged. So when we are requesting a payout from an outside lender, we are hoping that best interest will be served and they'll get us to us very quickly. Doesn't always happen, but here, this instruction is important for us to even be able to do that. Okay, so at the bottom here, you want to sign and date. So those are 3 forms that we come across quite a bit, and just wanted to make a quick mention of them as to support your application.